First of all, I want to say thank you so much for being so brave to ask this question in public and ask for a video. And second of all, I want to say that it is not your fault. It never was. So if you come from a line of genetics that has generational trauma, they've actually figured out that it goes back almost 200 years. So if you come from an epigenetic line of trauma where your nervous system is constantly on guard, constantly scanning, then that affects how much dopamine and serotonin and endorphins that you produce. And when you come from a childhood where you've had challenges or you've had caregivers that did not nurture you or take care of you appropriately, didn't love you like you should have been loved, then you have this critical voice in your head that is constantly putting you down, that is constantly trying to get you to do things right, because that's the way our parents' generation functioned. It was always hard on you, hard on you, hard on you. So your voice in the back of your head is hard on you, hard on you, hard on you. And thoughts produce chemicals in the body that do not feel good. And we have the right to feel good every single day. We have that right. When you feel dopamine and when you have endorphins, you get creative. When you have serotonin, it rewires your brain and you start feeling like you can live again. When you get addiction, it's because you want to feel that. And that is normal. Who wants to walk around feeling awful all the time? No one. It is literally a lack of chemicals and hormones that you produce. And I'm so glad that you've gotten over that, but you have to start rewiring your brain for positive things and say good things to yourself every single day. The pain that you feel inside and the voices in the back of your head, the thoughts, they are not going to go away until you rewire your brain, because your brain is neuropathically attached and makes those thoughts come. So you have to start taking action and doing new things and introducing your brain to new things. You cannot stay in the same routine. You have to start changing your routine up. You have to record your own voice saying positive affirmations to yourself, and you have to listen to them in the morning and at night. Your voice carries your own frequency. It's going to resonate with your body. It's going to resonate with your brain. And you have to acknowledge the pain when it comes in. You have to acknowledge why that happened in the first place, and you have to stop beating yourself up for any kind of addiction that you have. It is literally chemical, and it can happen to anybody who's had a trauma history, who just doesn't produce enough of the chemicals because of their epigenetics or whatever else. So all you have to do is know what's happening in your body. What's happening in your body is a lack of chemicals that you need to feel good. And that's why it happens. And if you're not producing those, you're gonna want to go back to it because they make you feel good. They wrap around your brainstem and they make you feel good. And most people shame themselves and guilt themselves over and over and over and judge themselves. And that produces chemicals that make you feel not good. And then that produces an emotional frequency that gets broadcasted, and your thoughts tune into that, and it just happens, a loop over and over and over again. So what you have to do is literally rewire your brain for positivity, and it's gonna feel uncomfortable. It's gonna feel weird. But over time, what you're gonna notice is the voices get lower. Not that you're auditorily hallucinating, but the voices get lower. The feelings are not as strong until they are gone completely. And if people are telling you that you cannot fix yourself and you cannot heal yourself, they're incorrect, because you were not born this way. And you can change it. It is a literal rewiring, and it's gonna feel weird. So you have to continue to do it. Consistency is key. And you have to introduce yourself to new experiences. The things that you wanted to do as a child, the things that you find interesting now, those are the things that you need to go and keep doing more of. Go explore. Your brain wants new experiences. If you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, you are the same person. And the same person is going to continue to make the same environment, and it's going to produce the same reality. If you don't want to feel the addiction anymore, you have to change yourself. And it's not that you are changing into somebody completely different. No, you are becoming who you have been all along underneath. Underneath all the shame, all the judgment, all the guilt. That's who's underneath. And you deserve that. So do that every day. Record your voice. Have new experiences. Get out there. And it will change. Knowing is half the battle. And now that you know it's epigenetics and it's dopamine and chemicals that are making you either feel good or feel bad, and that you can change, boom, in a moment, then it has nothing to do with you. You are a super conscious being. You control your body, not the other way around. Nobody has a say except for you. So it's not your fault, and that is the first thing that you have to do. No more self-judgment, no more guilt and shame. Not anymore, because it was never your fault. You were born perfect, and things happened, but it wasn't your fault. And you wanted to feel good. Everybody's trying to survive, and they just want to feel good. That's why addiction happens. And there's no difference between what's socially acceptable and what is not. Addiction is addiction. If you're addicted to sugar, if you're addicted to shopping, just because those are socially acceptable doesn't make it any better or any different. It just makes it socially acceptable. That's it. There is nothing wrong with you. You were never broken. You just had some chemicals and a nervous system that was hijacking you. Period. That's it. Do not give it any more power than just that. It's a nervous system state that does that because that's what it's used to. That's what it knows. And you have to change it. You have to introduce it to new environments and new things so that it can see that you are safe no matter what you're doing. And you will start feeling better. I promise you, because I have been through it and I feel better. So go out there and believe that this can happen for you, because it's just chemicals. It's just science. Nobody explains it to anybody. You know why? Because they want you to keep taking the medication. They want you to keep doing what you're doing so that they can get the money, so that society stays the same way. Don't give it to them. You are in charge. You have the power.